A couple comments on Dr. Andrea O'Connor video. On that miner's cabin, really couldn't see much from that video, and I really look forward to see your drone footage. Sometime I make a little bit of money. I need to buy me a drone, or buy one or make one or something, because there's a lot of how-tos on drones here on YouTube. But I want to relate a couple stories. Well, the height of the location, that neighborhood looks like a million other places throughout the valley, and if somebody wants to find it, they got to do their research. Now, Winderhussey does, these very remote, what you call volunteer cabins. They're places you can stay in. They'll be stocked up a little bit of food and water, and maybe a little bit of medical supplies. And if you watch Winderhussey channel, that's her YouTube channel, Winderhussey. She'll go to some of these. That's only part of her videos, but she'll go to these places, and she'll say, well, look, if you really want to do the research, and you can find this place, but the idea is that if you're going to put out a little bit of effort to find these places, you're probably not the type to vandalize them. You're probably going to respect them, and you may even stay in them. The idea is if you're going to stay, they have a flag, and you put up a flag, so somebody approaches them, knows somebody's staying there, and when you leave, you take the American flag down. But anyway, and some of these, she likes to soak in these remote hot springs. Some of these places like that. That if the word gets out, people will trash them and stuff, and she doesn't want that. But anyway, I've got a couple. On panning for gold. Be very, very careful you do that. Make sure you have the legal permission to do that, because most places you really can't. There's only a few places you really can pan for gold on public land. On BLM land, your best bet, if you're really interested in gold prospecting, even amateur, join one of the organizations. I was a member of the GPAA, Gold Prospectors Association of America, about 20 years ago. That's a pretty nice organization, and they have claims that once you join, they're about $80 a year, something like that. Sister organization's name is the Lost Dutchman Mining Association. That you pay a little bit of time, and you once you pay it off, you're a member for life. But there's also the Roadrunners that's here in Arizona. They've got some claims over there, superstitions. I'm sure if you do a net search, you can find these organizations, or you can find there's other ones. I've seen a list of there's a bunch of them here in Arizona, maybe a couple dozen or so. Their membership varies, and their claims list vary. Probably the best thing is to try to find something close to where you live at, and then join that organization if they're reasonable, if they're if their claims are well maintained. There were people that were I used to go to there was a local chapter here in Phoenix. I used to attend their meetings, but that's been maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I don't know if they started them up again after COVID has been cleared. But anyway, that was a GPAP, like the GPAP.com or something. You can look up and see if they got their meetings. But let's see, where they're going with. Well, anyway, once you join one of these, you can legally work their claims. You can, as long as you respect the property, as long as you don't trash it, as long as you fill in your holes, and as long as you do it properly. But anyway, you're free to keep the gold. Now, most of these are old properties that are not commercially viable, but they still do have gold on them. They got streams running in them, or they've got dry stream beds. There was in the GPAA mining guidebook, they used to have all kind of interesting stories, and there's two or three I may relate as I think about them. But one of them was this guy. He'd bought this house, and once he realized that there was gold in the backyard, in the front yard, he started digging it. I'm not advising anybody to do this. What you might do is just get your gold pan, dig out a little bit of your backyard, and just see if there's anything in there or not. But this guy found gold in his backyard, in his front yard. He started digging it up, and got the gold out. He made enough money to start buying up his neighbors, because he knew they were on the same ground. He bought up his neighbors and dug their yards up and got the gold out. And once he did that, he paid somebody to go back in there and fill in all the yards and stuff, and then sell all the houses but one, just the one he was living in. But anyway, there was a customer of mine. He said there was this property out in the desert. It had a little bit of gold in there, so he'd go out there every time he's close to that area. Digging this old stream bed. Fill a couple of 5-gallon buckets. His wife and his daughter would just slowly pan it out, get all the gold out. They'd get enough to make a few items of jewelry. And one time he'd gone out there. This is a story he related to me, and I assume it's a true story. But he got out there, and this property is all fenced up. And they go, oh, the guy, they're going to develop it. There'll be houses there, and I can't get to this gold anymore. And this guy happened to meet up with a buddy of his. This guy's saying, oh, he was breaking another property, for gold, but he wasn't finding much there. He says, well, look, I've got this property out in the desert. I'm going to sell it, because I just can't make any money on this other piece of property. The guy goes, well, where is it? The guy told me it happened to, he was going to sell this property that had the gold on it. And so the guy said, look, I'll make a deal. Just let me go out there every now and then and, get my buckets of gold. I'll tell you where the gold is. I'll tell you where it's at, and you can work that property. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to sell it. So they come to, they agree to that. This is not a gold mining story, but this is, I don't know if it's a true story or not. But there was these three guys, light, general aviation pilots, they all had light aircraft. There was a friend of theirs. They said, "Hey, look, we're just gonna have a little fun with this guy. We're gonna tell him a story." What the idea was, that they said they'd buy a strip of property about a mile, maybe 2 miles long. They'd buy up, just a piece out in the desert, and they'd build houses on it, and then along the backyard, they would build a runway. A mile, 2 mile long runway. Each, but it wouldn't have to be every house, but some of the houses, they would be, aviation pilots. But they got this guy so excited about it, then they say, hey, man, we're just messing with you. We're just teasing you. But this guy got so excited, he turned around and did it. He turned around and set up. Now, there is a place set up like that, so this may actually be a true story, but I thought that was kind of interesting. But because he probably, once he started getting good running, he probably got the other two guys interested in doing that too. But anyway, maybe maybe the house is maybe like on 1 acre or something, where you got enough land, or half an acre where you got enough land to have a little garage just big enough to store a light aircraft, out of the weather. I've got several good stories. As I remember them, I'll tell them. Let's see what else is going to do with this. The ghost stories. I've got. Trying to think. I need to put it together and get some good stories out there. Some of mine, some of our other people's stories. Okay, bye. Love your videos, Chick.